In 2026, the biohacking movement has officially moved from elite silicon circles into the local supermarket aisle. Coffee is no longer just a caffeine delivery system. It has been transformed into a vehicle for nootropics, compounds designed to enhance cognitive function, memory, and creativity. However, as the market outpaces regulation, many of these functional brews are walking a thin line between mental enhancement and chemical overload. From mushroom extracts to synthetic stimulants, the transparency of what is actually in your morning cup is becoming increasingly opaque. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Here are 5 trendy, functional coffee types currently circulating in the Australian and global markets that are being flagged for their unregulated nootropic levels and inconsistent safety profiles. 1. The Lion's Mane Ultra Concentrate. Why number 1? This is the current gold standard of functional coffee, touted by every wellness influencer and biohacker for its ability to stimulate nerve growth factor, NGF. While lion's mane mushroom is generally safe, the issue in 2026 is the concentration ratio. The problem: many brands are now using 20:1 or even 50:1 extracts without standardized testing. Because these are sold as food supplements rather than pharmaceuticals, the actual dose of hericinones and irinosines, the active compounds, varies wildly between batches. The risk: consumers are reporting brain fog and extreme irritability when the dosage is too high, a paradoxical effect for a product meant to provide clarity. Without a regulated cap on extract potency, your morning cup might be providing a neurological jolt that your nervous system isn't prepared to handle.
Jeans exited Vietnam entirely in 2017, after 10 years in the market. While Starbucks has grown since it entered Vietnam in 2013, the number of Starbucks per capita is low compared to neighboring markets.
Local chains understand the customer much better than international chains, and hence they are more responsive to adopting change when customer preference evolve or shift.
In general, Vietnamese consumers spend about 2.5 times more money at Western outlets than they do at Asian outlets. Its high-profile brand may have been what set Starbucks apart from some of its other international competitors.
2. The Alpha GPC Infused Instant Brews. Why number 2? Alpha GPC is a potent choline source that is highly effective at increasing acetylcholine levels in the brain. It's a favorite for students and high-performance professionals, but its inclusion in pre-mixed coffee sachets is becoming a major regulatory gray zone. The problem: unlike a pill where the dose is measured, coffee is a lifestyle beverage. People often drink 2, 3, or 4 cups a day. Alpha GPC is a powerful compound that crosses the blood-brain barrier rapidly. The risk: chronic oversupplementation of choline through unregulated coffee consumption has been linked in recent 2026 studies to depressive symptoms and fishy body odor. More concerning is the lack of long-term data on what happens when you combine high-dose alpha GPC with the natural acidity and caffeine of coffee 3 times a day, every day.
As fast-growing chains like Dutch Bros and 7 Brew prioritize their to-go business, and many independent coffee shops cater to dine-in customers, Starbucks is trying to do both.
Why are shorter wait times so important for turning around Starbucks?
You physically can't get there in 3 minutes. And so we're mismatching when the customer wants it and when we should be making it. And the number one request actually is, let me pick what time I can come pick up my beverage. Customers are finding, oh wow, I have more time to enjoy my beverage in store, and more people are selecting to get it in a ceramic mug now, and then just take a moment in our stores, which that's the experience we want.
3. The Limitless Blend Synthetic Phenylparacetam Derivatives. Why number 3? This is the most controversial entry on the list. Some underground functional coffee brands are sneaking in derivatives of synthetic racetams, compounds that were originally developed as prescription drugs in Eastern Europe, under the guise of proprietary energy blends. The problem: by slightly altering the molecule, these companies bypass current TGA, Therapeutic Goods Administration, and FDA bans. They market these coffees as providing laser-like focus that caffeine alone cannot achieve. The risk: these are essentially research chemicals. Users often experience a massive crash once the coffee wears off, leading to a cycle of dependency. Because these are unregulated, there is no oversight on the purity of the synthetic compounds being used, leading to potential heavy metal contamination during the manufacturing of the powder.
You got to find out what makes your brand magnetic or loved. And when you find out what that is, you got to do everything you can to make sure people understand it and that you're delivering it every single time.
How are you going to do that given the volume of business that you have?
We spend a lot of time trying to figure out how to cost save our way to a very efficient drink, and not enough time on what is the experience that Starbucks provides. And we use some technology to sequence those orders. Our partners, those are the green apron baristas that you see in our stores, can be very successful at creating in-store drinks and food in roughly 4 minutes or less.
4. L-theanine and caffeine, perfect ratio premixes. Why number 4? On the surface, the 2-to-1 ratio of L-theanine to caffeine is a brilliant combo. It's designed to give you the energy of coffee without the jitters. It is widely available in cafes and supermarkets across Australia. The issue isn't the compound itself, but the source and stability. To keep costs low, many mass-market functional coffees use synthetic L-theanine rather than green tea extracts. Furthermore, the heat of the brewing process can degrade these amino acids, leading to inconsistent effects. The risk: many consumers find themselves stacking these coffees. They drink a functional cup, don't feel the immediate kick they expect, because the theanine is masking the caffeine spike, and then drink another. This leads to a delayed onset caffeine toxicity where the heart rate spikes hours later once the theanine wears off, but the caffeine remains in the system. 5. Adaptogenic stress-proof, cold brews, ashwagandha and rhodiola. Why number 5? These are marketed as the chill coffee, perfect for the high-stress worker who needs to stay awake but wants to remain calm. They are ubiquitous in the refrigerated sections of health food stores. The problem: ashwagandha and rhodiola rosea are powerful adaptogens that affect the endocrine system, hormones. In Australia, there are currently no strict limits on the withanolide content, the active part of ashwagandha, allowed in a beverage. The risk: these herbs can interact heavily with prescription medications, particularly thyroid meds and antidepressants. Because these are sold as trendy coffees rather than supplements, many users don't think to check for contraindications. Overconsumption can lead to emotional blunting or anhedonia, where the user feels too calm, to the point of not caring about their daily responsibilities. The verdict on 2026 functional coffee: while the promise of a smarter cup of coffee is enticing, the current state of the market is the Wild West. Unlike traditional coffee, where the primary variable is caffeine, functional coffees are introducing complex pharmacological agents into our morning routine. The golden rule for 2026: if a coffee brand lists a proprietary nootropic blend without listing the exact milligrams of each extract, it is best to avoid it. Your brain is a delicate ecosystem. Don't let an unregulated, limitless brew turn it into a chemistry experiment.